You know what can be really hard for me still is standing up for myself, like legitimately telling somebody that no, I don't like the way this made me feel, or just expressing my emotions about a situation or whatever the case may be. It is still very hard for me. But then I have to remind myself that if I don't speak up, if I don't say something, if I go back to my old ways of how I used to respond to things and I just keep it all in and I just move on without telling them and I bottle it up, eventually it's going to come out one way or another, whether in the form of aggression, resentment, just an explosion altogether. So, and then it's not fair to them either, because then they're just like, whoa, where did this come from? When I could give 10 instances of why I'm acting that way. You know what I mean? And it's like, then I play the tape all the way through. And then it's like, well, why didn't you say something sooner? I didn't want you to get mad, or I didn't want to talk about it, or let's get honest here. I didn't want to get honest with myself, and I was afraid, and I was afraid if you would react negatively, how that would make me feel. And such a sick spiraling pattern that you can go down, instead of just getting right down to the solution. And it's just simple: having a conversation, expressing truthfully how you feel to that person, to where it never gets to that point. And it's like, that is still really difficult for me sometimes, is just doing that. But I will say, every time I do that, every time I come out of a place of love, instead of letting it get to that point of anger and aggression, and then having to come from a point of I'm sorry, and then talking it through, and then being like, oh, why couldn't we have just done this to begin with? It's like you get such a relief. And then I just have to sit there and like praise God for my growth, and for Him making me stronger to be able to have those hard conversations that normally I wouldn't. And I would let people walk all over me, and I would suppress. And sometimes I try to convince myself and talk myself out of it. And it's like, no, I won't mention it. You know, I know how I feel and stuff like that. But in reality, sometimes the conversations need to be had, especially if it's coming from a place of love. So yeah, I just wanted to open up and share that with somebody today. Maybe you're experiencing some of the same things I am, but just know that keep turning it over to God, and be specific with God what you're having issues with, what you're needing help with, and ask Him for advice of how you should handle certain things, what you should say, how you should come at a conversation, when you should come at a conversation. So yeah, I love you, and I hope you have a good day today. See you on the next video. Peace.